Candy Fresh.
It's that Candy Fresh, got the new now next. If you a dope artist in the city, come on and get your shine on. Get your shine on. Candy Fresh gon' show up, get your shine on. It's that Candy Fresh, got the new now next. If you a dope artist in the city, come on and get your shine on. Get your shine on. Candy Fresh gon' show up, get your shine on.
Don't that feel real funky, y'all?
Welcome back to another episode of Candy Fresh. I'm your host, Sanni. Make sure you follow me all over social media at Cutie Booty Radio. And make sure you follow Crown Lens Media Group all over social media, Facebook, Twitter. I think we got an Instagram. All over social media, Crown Lens Media Group. And we just wanted to let you know that we have a brand new website. If the Candy Fresh audience could just give it up for that. We got a brand new website. CrownLensMediaGroup.com. That's how you can keep up with all of the guests. That's how you can keep up with all of the episodes. Hopefully we'll be able to throw some bloopers in there. You know, make it funny, make it nice, all the stuff that people want to see the behind the scenes. But make sure y'all follow us all over social media. Today, we are talking about women making moves. And the first thing I thought about while trying to prepare for this show was, how can I get the audience excited about women that's making moves? Because, you know, we got all these history months and you know, we kind of go through the motions, but I was really trying to channel the powerful women that are making moves. And I thought about a story that my mom once told me, and it was about the most beautiful woman in the world. It's this little kid, he's in a marketplace, and he lost his mom. And he's like, I can't find my mama, where my mama at? And everybody in the marketplace is like, oh, you know, obviously this kid lost his mama. And they was like, what's your mom look like? And he said, my mom is the most beautiful woman in the world. So everybody's looking for this dope-looking chick, right? Like beautiful hair, beautiful skin, nice shoes, clothes. And by the end of the day, they come back to the boy. They like, I can't find your mom. And they see him with his mom. And she don't look that cute. She kind of look a little raggedy. Her shoes ain't all that nice. Her clothes ain't all that nice. But he said, this is my mom. She's the most beautiful woman in the world. And I told my mom, I was like, so what's the point of that story? That the woman is ugly? And my mom was like, nah. What made her beautiful is the things that she does. And so that's why we're celebrating the women that are making moves in the Twin Cities. So we got a great guest lineup for y'all. We got Neda Washington. She's an author as well as the executive director for Project DIVA. Y'all give it up for her because she is making moves. She's making moves to the point it's so good that she's helping the young women make moves. We also have Nancy Musinguzi. She's a photographer as well as being with the group New Rules. Hopefully she'll be talking about that today. We also have somebody that I'm kind of a stand for. I know I'm the host and I'm supposed to be confident and everything, but I'm a super stand for. Her name is Christina Ham, and she's a playwright, and I seen one of her plays, and she was just super dope. Y'all give it up for her one time real quick. We also have a performance by Raydio. She'll be now I've been in the broadcast industry a little while, and I've been hearing stuff about Raydio. It seems like she comes out, and then she kind of laid low, but she'll be having an interview as well as a performance with us today. And then we also have Rah Fyah. Did I say it right? And she has an event that's coming up. And she also brought along Tawam, the Dancing Twins, as well as Julian Hines. So they'll be talking about that event as well. Before we get off into the show, y'all give it up for DJ Mickey Breeze. Yeah. Keep it going. Candy Fresh audience for yourself. Keep it going. So Candy Fresh audience, sit tight. We showing love to the ladies in the sweetest way possible. This is Candy Fresh.
Don't that feel real funky, y'all?
It's that Candy Fresh, got the new now next. If you a dope artist in the city, come on and get your shine on. Get your shine on. Candy Fresh gon' show up, get your shine on. It's that Candy Fresh, got the new now next. If you a dope artist in the city, come on and get.
Welcome back to Candy Fresh. I'm trying to keep my host and we talk about confident women making moves, and I'm losing all kind of swag just standing in front of you. Y'all give it up for Miss Christina Ham. She is a playwright, y'all, and not just locally known, but nationally recognized. So thank you so much for even stopping by on our little humble Candy Fresh.
Oh, well, thank you for having me.
Now, the reason why I am an immediate fan is because of your work for the play called For Women. And could you please just give me the names of the actresses that were in there?
Yes, so Regina Marie Williams, Amy K. Bryant, Thomasina Petrus in the production that you saw, and Tracy Marie Shannon.
How did you get all of these powerful women together for that?
Well, it was Regina's idea. She had asked me to write a play on Nina Simone. Park Square Theater in St. Paul commissioned me to do so, and she had ideas for the actresses that she wanted to feature in the play, and we were able to get them because they wanted to do those roles. So,
Yeah. Well, it was a beautiful. Have you guys seen Four Women? Anybody? You need to get out there and see Four Women. It's a dope. And what was the name of the lead actress?
Regina Marie Williams.
She's dope. Get to know her. Regina's dope. So the work that you do, I noticed that it has a lot to do with a lot of social issues and things like that. And I remember after the play, we had a big discussion about racial tension in the country. And yeah, it was dope. The whole experience was dope. So are there any projects where you're mainly focused on women, or did maybe I just got that from that part of from that play?
Well, I write a lot of different plays. I've been doing it for 25 years, and that was a specific commission, but I feel like a lot of my more recent work is about women caught in the crosshairs of history. So projects on Ruby Bridges, who was the 6-year-old girl who integrated her school in New Orleans. I was commissioned to do that. I was also commissioned to do a play on the 4 little girls bombing in Birmingham, and then the Nina Simone. So all of those current projects are about women.
But you do plays on everything.
Yeah, I write about everything.
What was your favorite one?
I would honestly say probably the Nina Simone play right now, because it's newer and yeah.
Well, before the Nina Simone one, what was your favorite one then?
I had done a play called Scapegoat that was produced at Pillsbury House Theater in the Powderhorn neighborhood last June. So it was one of 4 productions that I had here in the Twin Cities last year.
Okay. You've won so many awards in the amount of time that you've done work. What sets you apart as a playwright? Like, why are they giving you so many awards? And it's okay to be cocky.
I don't know. I mean, I've been doing it for a long time, but I know there are a lot of writers who've been doing it a long time. I feel like I'm really blessed to have those opportunities, but I feel like there are also a lot of writers out there that a lot of people still don't know about.
Like?
Oh goodness. Well, they're up and coming playwrights. I would say James Anthony Tyler, who's writing right now out of New York at Juilliard. Josh Wilder, who's coming out of Yale next year. I think there's a lot of new writers coming up right now. Dan Xavier as well, who's coming out here soon. So I think there's a lot of new writers that people need to be paying attention to, besides those of us who are getting produced.
Those writers, are they what are the topics that they're touching on?
A lot of them, pretty much all of those writers are touching on the Black community in new ways that we haven't seen on stage. Also class issues, but also those of us in the middle class, some of us who those stories aren't really being told right now, because we're seeing other stories that probably are getting kind of tired for some people, and they're wanting to see something
fresh new stuff. Yeah. So you've done plays like you just mentioned, Ruby Bridges, and you've done something on Nina Simone, and I'm pretty sure you've done a lot of things on a lot of powerful people in social and political history. What would you like to work on? Is there anybody that's maybe sticking out now that you can see yourself writing about the next 10 years?
Sure. I mean, right now I'm working on a project about how the Irish Renaissance informed the Harlem Renaissance.
Okay.
So the Abbey Theatre, I went on a travel grant to Ireland last year to work with the Abbey Theatre in Dublin, and they did a tour of the U.S. in 1911 that W.E.B. Du Bois and Elaine Locke saw that helped them figure out what we should be doing in Black drama. Right. And that tour helped inform the Harlem Renaissance, basically, and Black drama today. So that's kind of what I'm obsessed with right now.
Okay. So do you have moments, like creative moments, where you're like super obsessed about one topic?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So our theme today is women making moves. What is your idea of a woman making moves?
I think for me, because besides the career that I have as a writer, my other work is as a professor. I teach at Augsburg College, and I also teach at Carleton, and I do a lot of mentorship with writers out of the Playwright Center, where I run the Many Voices Fellowship Program for emerging writers of color. And so for me, making moves means like inspiring other people. It's not just about me getting what I want, but it's about bringing others with me.
I hear that. Give it up for that. Yeah.
So that's what I mean by there's a lot of artists out there that you guys haven't even heard of who are coming up in our community, and the Twin Cities is the best place to see a lot of those writers.
Why do you say that? Why is the Twin Cities the best
Because
place?
we have so many theaters here. There's so many interdisciplinary artists. There's so many organizations that support the arts. That we're far superior. We have so much arts funding here. Our Constitution like earmarks funding for the arts through the Legacy Amendment. Who does that? Right. But we do that here, and so I think that's exciting for an artist, right. And it's why I moved here from Los Angeles now 12 years ago. It was only supposed to be a year.
So you cool with the cold?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, now I'm good.
You
I'm
a
good.
trooper.
Layers, smart wool and layers.
Smart and layers, right.
Yeah.
So you talked about inspiring people. That's how you're really making moves. Is there anything that you might want to give a future playwright? Some type of inspiring words of wisdom?
The business is a marathon. It's not a sprint. I think a lot of times we live in a world where we're constantly looking at other people's plates to see what they have, to see why they got that and why I didn't get that, when spiritually I believe that we have our own individual journeys, and it's about embracing those journeys and not trying to be you or trying to be someone else, but to do the thing that you're put here to do. And I think if you're doing that, then you're running your own race, and that's all that matters.
And that is what you call a cutie booty moment. Are there any projects that you have coming up that where can we find you? How can we keep up with Miss Christina Ham?
Well, the Nina Simone play that you saw last year and was remounted this year is going to be produced at Arena Stage in Washington, D.C. this fall.
Oh, give it up for that. Listen, y'all need to see this play. I'm not saying that because she up here. This is a dope play. And Regina's going to be in it as well?
She's not able to be in it,
okay.
So we're in the middle of casting right now. But that's one way to keep up with me if you fly out to D.C. But otherwise, I can also be found at the Playwright Center where I work every day. And then I'm also the playwright in residence at Pillsbury House Theater. And this coming April, I'm working on a new show with 4 other writers called The Great Divide, which you can catch there as well. And at Pillsbury House, all of our shows are pay what you can in the Powderhorn area. So check that out on our website, too.
Plenty of places to find you.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for coming out, because you
Thank
already
you
sound
for
like you got a
having
nice
me.
schedule ahead of you. Candy Fresh audience, give it up for Miss Christina Ham.
Thank you.
It's that Candy Fresh, got the new now next. If you a dope artist in the city, come on and get your shine on. Get your shine on. Candy Fresh gon' show up, get your shine on.
Y'all give it up for Nancy Musinguzi. Did I say that right?
My last name.
Yes.
I'm not gonna burst your bubble. Pop, I did. Sorry, you did say my last name wrong.
Okay, that's all right. I want. Listen, I have an African name, so that's why I want to make sure that I'm doing this correctly.
Absolutely. And what's your African name?
The whole thing or just a piece?
You can give the whole thing. Don't abbreviate. I wanted to bring that up, but don't abbreviate yourself to make me feel comfortable.
Okay, you ready? Sanni Ayesha Oseyamo Brown Adefopwe Imaswan.
That is one of the most beautiful names I've heard.
Thank
Why would
you.
you ever want to abbreviate something so beautiful?
Because people struggle with Sanni, so I'm gonna try to keep it a little simple. Sanni Brown works.
So throughout my life, my last name has been a hot topic. At least until I started like making it a deal for people. I have a really shy personality. You can't tell though.
Because you're lit.
I am lit like Bic, but a lot of times I would get really like about correcting people because I thought it was rude. But that's because I was raised in a middle-class American household. Correcting people and making a point to make a point or to be right with something that was not received well. My parents are West and East African immigrants from Uganda and Liberia. Liberia's west, Uganda's east, near Kenya. I was born here. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, how's the food in the house?
So
West
I'm
African
really
food
picky. So I can't really tell you all of the good foods, but I don't like spicy food. But my mother used to make really, really great food, like really great Liberian food. My dad is a man, and he doesn't like to cook because he thinks that men aren't supposed to cook. But yeah, food was good in the household. Can't lie about that.
You got like this I'm shy but I'm still lit thing going.
I am. It's like I'm like a lighter trying to turn itself on. But
No, it's on. It's on.
That was a bad analogy. I don't think that was correct. Okay, so going back to my last name. So first day of school was like a nightmare for me. I'd sit in my desk, and then maybe like Sarah Michaels, Daniel Muschetta, something, and then it's like me and the other person has a last name with N, and I knew my time of doom is approaching when the teacher pauses too long after she says my first name. Nancy.
Is anybody in the audience know what that feel like? Anybody?
And then I have to chime in and go, Nancy Musinguzi. Like a crackhead, like Musinguzi. Like I have to stop them from messing up my last name. I was bullied in school because of my last name, also because I was African, ethnically. So I was born American. I have American tendencies, but culturally, like I don't like really understand American culture.
I think we all kind of struggling on that forefront, to be honest. I think we can all agree on that. Has anybody kind of wrapped that up in a book? Or because if you understand, can you write the book? That would be nice, and pass that around for free.
Or you can revise American education, and then we can never have to like be confused about who we are. Names are really important to me because it's a part of your identity and how you portray yourself in the world. So going back to photography, I'm a documentary photographer. I'm mostly interested in travel and a cross between music and lifestyle kind of culture exploration that is totally tied in with my travel photography. So I started off as a freelance music journalist in New York. After I graduated from college, I studied anthropology and political science. So I took my background in ethnographic research, which is essentially just means that my way of getting to know the world is by totally immersing myself waist deep in it. So ethnographers or anthropologists, they spend a lot of time in the communities that they want to learn more about and learn about their culture. So they adopt cultural practices, customs, traditions, and immerse themselves in a community for like 5 years, and then they write a book, and then no one reads it because who reads thousands of pages of language no one understands? Right. But people do want to understand cultures that are not theirs. So my way of doing that is through imagery.
I was gonna say, did you basically just try to condense it into pictures?
I cheated.
I wouldn't say you cheated. I think instead of working harder, you worked smarter.
Yes, which makes me a woman making moves.
Amen. I like that. Hey. So this information I have, it says that you're the founder and executive director of BXB. It's a grassroots media company, an artist collective, and it's supposed to enrich the professional and creative practices of freelance. Look, put that in layman's terms.
Got you. So I'm a freelancer. I work by myself most of the time. I solo, I do solo commissions for clients in the Twin Cities, primarily nonprofits. So I'll provide a creative service mostly in the form of photography. But there have been times when clients had asked me to do things I didn't know how to do or do really well. So from my work as a documentary photographer and meeting and encountering a lot of great, awesome artists thus far, I hit them up and ask, hey, do you want to collaborate with me on this project? And most of the time they're like, yeah, I'm not going to turn down work, because we're all freelancers and the marketplace isn't really that friendly to people that make their own hours or make their own work or control their own pay. So I created BXB, which stands for Brick by Brick, for the purpose of building community by sharing opportunities with creative peers, but also building community through collaboration. So it's fairly new. I've been doing more solo work, but I do have times where I do collaborate, but it was mostly to protect myself as a freelancer under an LLC for the time being, because I really believe strongly in fair pay and the artist having a role in society and providing a service and being paid adequately. So kind of protecting workers' rights, kind of, but not really on the political front, just more about kind of this social advocacy. Right. Is that a thing? I'm making it a thing now.
Well, it should be a thing if it's not. It sounds like you're making it a thing.
Yeah.
So you said it's brick by brick. What inspired that? I know a story Will Smith has. Okay. He said his father told him, and I think it's his brother or his friend or something like that, and he was like, hey, y'all finna build this wall. And it's summer vacation, and they like, we ain't trying to build no wall. What is you want? So he's like, his dad was like, no, you're gonna build this wall. And then they like, we don't know how to build a wall. And he said brick by brick. And so Will Smith was like, when he was younger, he didn't understand what that meant. But it's like when you're building something, is first we're gonna focus on this one piece. Get that perfect. Now we're gonna focus on this second piece. So is this something like that?
Yeah, so practice and discipline are obviously huge things in art and creativity. Without those two things, you can't really accomplish anything. So brick by brick really kind of symbolizing this idea of foundations, things that you have to do to get to a place where you want to be. So that comes with just practice and discipline, working, again, collaborating with other artists that have more experience than you, have more insight into industries that you don't know much about but are very eager and, energized for, learning from people by working with each other is kind of what I'm driving. It's those foundational pieces of learning and sharing skills to sustain work and growth.
Okay. So y'all can get that money.
So we can get that actual money.
I'm not mad at that at all.
So we can get that money, yeah.
So I want to get into a deeper question now with your photography. We live in a day and age where people are being more free and sharing with their bodies. And a question came to me, and I said, as a photographer, is there really anything that's off limits? Because there are photographers who see the naked body as art. So what's your take on how we're using photography and technology?
Okay. From a professional standpoint, creative. Okay, so creative. I don't believe in limitations. I don't believe in boxes or genres or things that keep you from doing things because you don't think people understand or get. Art is based in interpretation, so whatever you think is what you'll see. So if you see a naked body, so be it, but there's some people that see, they see the body as a form of sculpture, you're kind of this entity that, encases this power, this allure, this fantasy that people see, but it's not a sexual thing. It's more about thinking what the body can represent beyond what we are naturally naturally kind of associate with nudity. Because I think we're probably the only country or nation that really treats nudity as something that's shameful. I mean, we all do get bare once at some point one day. I hope everyone takes a shower. We see our bare bodies and we shouldn't feel shameful. I also say that say to that point is, body image and positive body image and how do we tear down those kinds of barriers that keep us from thinking or reimagining what the body can represent in somebody else's life who might be struggling with what their body means to them.
Right. I like that. That was deep. For me, that was deep. Yeah. You fed my soul with that answer.
Sure. You're welcome.
She was like, I'm just being me.
I can keep you.
Where can we look out for more projects coming up in the future?
My portfolio, and www.nmusinguzi.com/news. That's where I post most of my updates. even just speaking to technology and art, and like just how often or frequently artists update their online lives for you. I found myself doing more work and not being able to keep up with the pace of technology and the creative space online. So my portfolio will get updated maybe 3 or 4 times a year, because I really want to be more intentional about what I share.
Well, you know, Sade only put out an album once every
like generation.
Like literally,
I haven't gotten
seriously.
an album from her.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm
So
25.
focus on the art when it's real stuff, and people get stone cold excited when Sade put out an album. So.
Right. So like even thinking about what that like significant means things. I mean, things have different significance to other people. Like, how do we measure significance in this age where things feel really ubiquitous and like doesn't carry a lot of value or meaning when it's shared, because it doesn't feel personal enough, or it doesn't feel like you're doing this because you wanted to show me, not because we haven't seen something in a while. So measuring significance,
That's gonna start up a whole nother conversation.
I know.
Seriously.
I really want to hit this point because I think it's important.
Go for it.
You know, like being your own master of your fate and your purpose, you know, not rushing through things, not feeling you have to accommodate people or make them feel comfortable, you know, being you and being unapologetically you. You know, sometimes it takes time to get things done. It takes me time to get things done. You know, I'm not going to post 100 images every week because you haven't seen some in a while or you want to know what's going on in my life. I'm going to show you images that you should see, or things that you should know more about, and I want to provoke thought and captivate memory in my work.
Can we just give it up for that?
Thanks.
Keep it going.
Thank
Nancy Musinguzi.
We're going to say it together. Musinguzi.
Musinguzi.
Everyone, actually.
Musinguzi.
Come on, don't be afraid.
Musinguzi. All right, y'all, stay tuned. This is Candy Fresh.
That Candy Fresh got the new now next. If you a dope artist in the city, come on and get your shine on. Get your shine on. Candy Fresh.
Welcome back to Candy Fresh. Can y'all audience please just give it up? I have been standing for the women all night. Just please give it up for Miss Neda Kellogg. She is the executive director of Project DIVA, and just recently she is now an author. Just one more time, show us some love for that. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thanks for having us.
Because I know you're in the streets. You're hitting the pavement. I know that.
It's the kids.
I know.
Keep it
I know.
going.
So last time you were on Candy Fresh, you had like a teeny little interview, just a little bit, and the girls got to do the preamble. Yeah. But now I feel like it's a perfect opportunity for you to get more into detail about what you're doing with Project DIVA.
Well, Project DIVA is a coaching and mentoring program for girls, and we went from middle school and high school to adding the dolls, which are our 7th through 6th graders. And so
She's ready.
She is.
She's ready.
And so what we do is we have an intense program where we actually coach girls and mentor girls for 10 months from August all the way through May. Every Saturday, the girls give up their Saturdays for the school year to come and get coaching by the leadership team at Project DIVA. And we're over at North Commons, so we have an amazing family at North Commons Community Park. And we just love on the girls. You know, it's about guiding them.
So what are you doing? What are you guys talking about on Saturday morning? Because I know they're cranky. So it's got to be some good topics on Saturday morning.
So the girls we focus on 6 key areas: academic, social, emotional, financial, wellness, and career. I've taken a holistic approach to what I feel that as women we need, and we normally do for each other, us who are looking to self-discover and be better women. There's, those 6 key areas are things that we all focus on simultaneously throughout our days and throughout our weeks. And so we provide that for the girls on Saturdays.
How did you break that down? Like, I don't know about any other women in the audience. I know that I'm thinking about that simultaneously, but if you were to say, Sanni, how do you keep your life balanced? I would look at you like you was crazy. Because I don't know, because it is a juggling game. Like, how did you say we need to focus on finances? We need to focus on our body. Like, how did you break that down?
Well, when we started off with academic, social, and emotional behaviors, because I was inside a charter school called Dunwoody Academy at the time. And what I saw for the first 6 months that we were in existence was the girls struggling in academics, in their social lives. You know, the whole cell phone thing, and the levels of disrespect were so high at the school, and then emotional. The girls were all over the world. So for the first 3 or 4 years, we focused on those, and then after just observing the girls more and paying attention to my own life, because what I give the girls, I normally make sure that I'm doing myself. And so I knew that I struggled with financials. I knew that in the career area, I was looking for mentors. And wellness, I mean, trying to figure out, how do you eat right as a Black woman? how do you, I wanted to avoid cancer. That was my biggest thing. I had a lot of family members who passed away from cancer, and I was like, everything is cancer, so as I'm figuring out my journey, I figured the girls needed to, and it's way better to get to them earlier than later. That was my focus.
So I wanted to go ahead and bring the girls into the conversation. Are these some of the ladies who are business owners starting out?
Yes.
That's what I was told, because if y'all could give me some tips when we are done with the interview on how to start a business, that would be nice.
Yes, so Project Diva is evolving. This is our 9th year. We're ending our 9th year. Yes.
They helping the ladies for a decade now.
Yes. All the girls get career coaches when they come into the program, and that's kind of what we base all the other holistic teaching around. And so several of the girls have been talking about these ideas, and I'm like, why would we not want to start them earlier? And so at the end of this, I say like the last 3 or 4 months, we've been diving and really paying attention to which girls are really ready. And we have a couple girls up here who have we've been having some amazing business meetings with them and their ideas. And so I'm gonna give you guys a little backdrop. So Sanni's daughter, Nisa, right here, has been with Project Diva. Yes. She is, tell me, you have to tell them, I'll let you tell them what your career idea is.
Don't be acting scary.
And then Samita is a doll, so she's one of our baby girls.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Firecracker right there.
Yes. And Harmony will be joining us next year, but we're already working with her on her business to get her ready for next year. So Harmony's with us today too. And so
I wanted y'all gonna talk about y'all stuff?
Okay.
So tell me about your business. It's the plug right here, girl.
Well, my business, I sell artwork, and I make artwork for people, but I do all different type of art. Like I could do painting, drawing, sculpture, even media work, and I just like to share that with people in my business.
Come on.
My business name is Sharnay Kids for Kids clothing line, and I do fashion. I like to design clothes, and I make clothes for kids.
that's awesome.
I am becoming an actress.
Can you tell?
I like entertaining people. It's what I've liked to do since I was a kid. I haven't been working on it. I've mostly been writing poetry, and somehow I think that's a way of entertaining people. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Did you just get in front of all these people and spread some new stuff?
So the ladies have been working. So Samita just had, I'm just bragging on her everywhere I go, because Samita, her kids' clothing line, we actually kind of messed around to see how serious she was. And you know how kids will watch YouTube videos that make no sense? We challenged her to watch YouTube videos that helped her with her business, and so that's all she watches now. And so that gave us the leeway to say, okay, she's ready. So we actually had a business meeting with a company that's an online company that's a $2.3 million company who's looking to bring on her clothing line to their site. Yeah. Super excited. And then Harmony actually has, we've been meeting with her and some business men and women around. She wants to have 2 divisions to her business. One is a media division, and another one is a creative arts division. So she's gonna start sipping paints for kids in the summer. Yeah, we're excited about that. And she wants to be one of the first Black girls on Netflix with her own show.
Get it, girl.
Yeah.
Get it.
Yes, we are gonna be there. And then this little mama, Miss Nisa, she has had a career coach, an acting career coach all year this year. So at our show this year, which is the Project Diva style show, it's called It's My Story. We have led the girls down a journey this year to tell their story instead of a story that is encompassed by the media, so that they can decide what their futures look like. So 2 to 4 at Patrick Henry, we will be there. Mita's in the show, Nisa's in the show. I always call you Sanni. Nisa's in the show, and Harmony will have a table vending, selling her artwork and her t-shirts. So we hope that you all come out, because this is what the future is. And so all of our work at Project Diva is about ensuring that they are able to self-discover with no limits. Because as women, that's what we wish we could have done. And we are doing it in our later ages, and we're wanting to get it at an earlier stage.
Women making moves! So, okay, we the floor director is hollering at me. I want to get into your book, man. Tell us about the book. Give that back.
See how eager they are? So my book is called Come Here Girl, Let Me Talk to You. And it's a 30-day journal for girls in middle school and high school. After this 10th year, or after this 9th year, I really wanted to provide a product when I went out and I motivational spoke in schools, so that girls who weren't in our 10-month program could actually be touched through me, and guided down a 30-day journey of self-discovery for themselves, deciding like what is it that they want. So if nobody else is actually there for them, at least they know that I'm thinking about them, whether I'm with them or not. And so we're excited. The books will be here April 6th. I'm so excited to get them in my hands. My goal is to literally sell 1 billion books so I can set 500 million to girl entrepreneurs. And so I'm gonna hit that mark before I die.
Candy Fresh audience. We want more women making moves. What you got to say? Get in front of company and want to give everybody this new version of yourself.
Oh yeah, and I plan on getting my resume soon and my headshots.
That means she's moving on. She's going headstrong into this acting career. So that means you'll have an acting coach again next year, then, correct? Mm-hmm. That's right. So then you're in the 7th grade, 8th grade, 7th. Dang, she's taller than me. I'll be forgetting you in the 6th grade. So that means that Nisa's been with us for this is her 3rd year. So that means that for the last 3 years, she's had a career coach each year. She started off with a librarian, and then she went to a gamer, a video game developer, and then this year is acting. And so the idea for girls being able to figure out who they want to be each year is that by the time they hit about 10th, 11th grade, they're actually able to say, okay, this is how I'm transitioning into adulthood, and have a head start instead of having to figure out college and if that's really what they want to do while in college. And so by the time Nisa hits 12th grade, we'll have her next level of education identified, scholarships already done, and she can enjoy her senior year. And a lot of black girls don't get to have that luxury, so that's what Project Diva is about, making sure that our girls have that opportunity as well.
Oh, I just love you, Miss Neda. So where can we find out more about Project Diva, about these ladies' business? Like, where can we find out more information?
You want to tell a couple of things?
Plug yourself, girl. Plug yourself.
Okay, so I have my own YouTube channel, and it's called Harmony for Real. Harmony, HARMONEE_4 and real. And there I make funny videos. I make tutorials on like what you can draw and stuff. I make music videos sometimes. I just do different things because I like to be creative and express myself on my channel. So you can check that out.
Okay, check it out.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not on YouTube yet, but it's coming.
Project Diva is what's giving these girls the confidence to grow up to be women making moves. So really pay attention to Project Diva. What's the website?
www.projectdiva.org and NedaRenee'sWorld.com.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having
Y'all
us.
are so dope.
Good
Stay
job,
tuned.
ladies.
We be back. This
Good
is
job.
Candy Fresh. Y'all right. Y'all right.
That Candy Fresh got the new now next. If you a dope artist in the city, come on and get your shine on. Get your shine on. Candy Fresh gon' show up, get your shine on. It's that Candy Fresh got the new now next. If you a dope artist in the city, come on and get your shine on.
All right, so you have a beautiful group of women with you, a lot of women making moves. So I don't want to mess up her story. So I'm gonna let y'all say y'all names and introduce yourselves.
Okay, well, I'll go first. Okay. My government name is Maya Maiden, but I go by Rah Fyah. And this is?
My name is Djenane Saint-Just. Please don't say Djenane because you owe me a breakfast. That means breakfast in French. So my name is Djenane.
My name is Khadija. My name is Iman, and we are Al Tawam.
I'm just a fan of all the people here today. Okay, host mode. All right, so Rah Fyah, tell us a little bit about yourself. That scientist dancer thing.
Yes.
How you work that out?
I work it out because, we're every woman. So God blessed me with being smart academically, but also being able to move. So I said, hey, I'm going to get this money, be a scientist, which I became. And I'm actually a clinical laboratory scientist.
I was going to say, what kind of science?
So clinical laboratory scientists, they are your laboratorians. So whenever you go to the laboratory to get your blood drawn, et cetera, I'm the one that's going to test it for you and tell the doctor what you have, and then the doctor's going to tell you what you have. Right? So no, really, I'm a clinical laboratory scientist. I've been doing that for a while. And now I'm an associate professor at a college, so I do that now. I teach, and then I also have my master's in business. So I have a science degree, an MBA, and then I know, right? I feel good about that. I did something, right? And then on top of that, I've always been a dancer. Been dancing for a long time. Graduate of Apple Valley High School. Co-created a dance team called Infinity there, and from there I've just kept going and going. So I've been dancing and teaching since I was about 15 years old, and specifically the genres of West African, hip hop, and step. So that's kind of where I came into creating shows many years ago now. So that's what I do now, is create shows, in which all these wonderful queens in the building are going to be a part of. So I'm excited.
What do you teach?
Well, at college, I teach urinalysis and phlebotomy. So yeah, all that good stuff. Yeah, so that's what I teach. So if you really want to get down with that and things that come out your body, come holler at me. If you really want to know, what's going on. But seriously, it's very important that we hold every aspect down. So don't ever let anybody tell you that you can't do it all, because I'm standing proof you can be a scientist and a dancer and hold it down everywhere. So I'm really proud of that. So yeah, thank you.
So you're talking about putting on shows. What is this show you guys got coming up?
Yes.
And I'm just gonna say it, because Julian Hines was supposed to be up here, but I know it's her story, but I know Julian Hines is a part of it as well. So
absolutely,
just tell us about that
absolutely. So first, shout out Julian Hines, the general. He holds it down with me. He is my co-producer, and the show we have coming up is called Sister Solo Being Brothers, and it's about solo work from men and women of color. So these lovely ladies are representing the queens. So we say the sisters are in the house and the brothers in the building. So the sisters are in the house today. We have Djenane here along with El Tawam, so they can tell you a little bit more about what they're going to do and what they've been doing.
I am a native of Haiti, and my mother is an amazing choreographer and dancer. And since a young age, I've been inspired by traditional dance. I find my story, I find who I am through dances, storytelling, song, and drumming. And growing up, I was so passionate about my story to know that Haiti was one of the first Black republics in the world, one where slavery, colonialism, and racism was prohibited, because as a community we came together regardless of our languages, different languages background, different diversity. We came as a unity and fight against those negative aspects, and became and embraced that. And we didn't have a lot of academic, but dance, arts help us keep our history intact. And when I saw my mom teaching and using her body, using her voice to teach community, to teach children and adults, I get so inspired. I say, I want to be a dancer. Also, I want to be a teacher. And therefore, here I am. I've been traveling the world. I live in Cuba for 5 years. I live in Venezuela. Yes.
And you came to Candy Fresh? Lord have mercy.
And I create my own dance company called Afutai, And every Saturday, I have a weekly class where I teach children and adults. And I also have my own dance company, and we do the annual Haitian festival. And to just educate people about possibility, about dance, about art, how you can do healing through art, because that was one part of my life as well. And I feel art gave me so much power as a person, and I want to share it. And part of this show, I will dance a piece about Ezuli, the deity of love and beauty, and show to all those little girls struggling about their skin color, about the shape of their hair. Oh, they are beautiful naturally. They don't need to get to any standards to show beauty.
Question: so in Haiti, there's a concern about their looks and the shape of their hair too, seriously?
Yes, because the news are promoting some kind of beauty pattern and standards that I don't see. And when I'm looking myself, I say every day, I am the most beautiful thing that earth has. So, and I think each of you too. So we don't have to associate ourselves to any standards that are created, because when I'm touching my hair, I can do so much thing. I'm looking my lips, the shape of my body, it's unique. And I'm so proud of it, and I wanna tell all those little girls who doesn't have the example of who they are, they don't know that they come from queen and queens, you know, to know that you are perfect. You don't have to imitate or to be to the standard of anyone. So my piece will be about that.
You finna make me go march dead into that street on Vandalia. You can you just passionate. It's all in there. What's the name of your piece again that you're doing? You said you're dancing.
My dance is Ezuli.
Okay, and you said it has to do with the deity of love.
Love and flirtation and beauty.
And flirtation, girl.
Yeah, you know, it's part of it.
Okay, all right, stop, Sanni. Okay, bam. Tawam. All right, y'all tell us about what y'all doing for the show.
Yeah, so Iman and I are African-American Muslim dancing twins. And dancing for us started off in the home with our parents playing old school hip hop dancing, movies and videos, and we just tried to do what we saw. And once our parents said, "Y'all got some rhythm," they put us in performing, and we were 8 when we had our first performance, and then in 2011 we were a part of the biggest production that we've ever been a part of, and ever since then we've been performing as Tawam, and we also have our own dance collective by the name of She. It stands for She Who Holds Everything, and it's an all-female dance collective.
For those who are new to the game, what does Tawam mean? I know what it means. Don't sleep, I know. But for the Candy Fresh audience,
it means the twins in Arabic. So we've been very fortunate to be a part of many shows. We've been invited to perform at different events around the U.S. and being invited to Harvard and We Day and performing at the Nobel Peace Prize. So yeah, just being able to show and teach others about our experiences as being young Black women, young Muslim women, has just been a blessing. In the show, we're very excited to be a part of Sister Solo, and we're very, very open to what we're doing. We're throwing around ideas. So yeah, we're very, very excited.
What is for all of you? This is a question for all of y'all. What is going on? What is going on inside of you that it is manifesting in the real world? What are you doing? The stuff that you're feeling, that you're saying, it's manifesting. This is really happening. Can each of y'all, because I want the ladies that's watching this to get something from this. What's going on inside of you? Be real. Where it's turning into something.
Well, I consider myself an activist through art. And like I said, what I'm experiencing as I enter adulthood, I like to take what I'm experiencing and show others what that is for me. And growing up, I've always been interested in society and societal norms and what's going on and what that means for me. And I've always said that I feel like it is my purpose in life and my duty to call attention to those things in the way that I know best. And so growing up, I've seen poets and I've seen activists verbally
speak about their communities and the things that they wanted to be changed. And me, I was like, do I see myself really talking? And I couldn't really see myself doing that, but I said, but wait, I have dance. And so why can't I use my dance as a tool and as a vehicle to express what I'm feeling or what others are feeling? And yeah.
I read your question as what keeps you going. So something.
What got you started?
I'm sorry.
What got you started? That's more what I'm. What happened where you was like, I'm gonna do this, and then it.
Yeah. Our first performance was in front of a crowd full of Muslim girls. And so we performed, and we weren't sure how people were going to take it. But having those girls come up to us and say, I feel so inspired by you, and now I want to go home and I want to dance, or I want to do this and that. And I was like, I'm a role model, and I want to keep doing this. I want to be what other women have been for me. Maya, I think about Maya Maiden all the time. When we were in her show, Sister Solo, one of the things she said to us after performing was like, never stop doing what you're doing. Never forget about your faith, your culture, where you come from, and I want to serve as a reminder for other girls as well.
For me, I feel that I've been an immigrant of this world for many years, and a lot of people, we are immigrant, and we need that feeling of purpose in life. We're in this earth to heal and be healed by others. And we need to start use art as a way to connect with each other. In Haiti, is very important. When you're born, they take your cordon umbilical and put it under a tree to remind you you're all connected, you're all brothers and sisters. And for me, this is the message I want to give people through dance, to know who I am, and I'm not there to hurt, I'm here to give love and receive love.
You know, you're up next, come on.
Oh my goodness. Well, after all that, what can I say? I just know that over the period of time, I paid a lot of dues to get to where I am, just dancing and basically hustling to get to where I am. And my shows have never been funded, anything like that, but they're always sold out. So you should get a ticket now. But anyways, I will say that I know my purpose is to be the transition and be the flow. So everything that I do is surrounded by being the transition, being the flow, and being the connection. So every show that I put on, people always ask me, well, how do you do it? I don't know how I do it. It just gets done because that's what I'm called to do. So if you try to duplicate it, it doesn't necessarily turn out right. So all the shows that I've ever done, the shows that I've created, specifically Sister Solo, Being Brothers, and Rooted Hip Hop Choreographers Evening, which is another show, it's always been popular and it's always been sold out. And the people that I put in my shows, I've been scouting them for a while. I put in work to get these people. I put in work, I study them, I know what they do, what they don't do, just trying to study people. But also the audience is very important because we need to see you in the audience, and then you need to see us on stage. So it's that reciprocity that's very important to me. So it's not necessarily about getting paid the big bucks, because at my shows, I don't pay myself. Like, ask any performer in my shows, do I get paid 0.000, because every dollar and every cent goes to them. That's how serious I am. I'm not in it to get rich and get paid off of you, unlike so many other shows.
Can we
that
just
are
give
around.
it up for that?
Yeah.
Just for that.
So
Hey,
yeah. So I just feel, when you're in your purpose and your calling, it's gonna flow, and when you're not, it's not gonna flow. So anybody that comes to a Maya Maiden show or Rah Fyah show, you're gonna see that, and it's the audience, it's the people on stage, and also these people are world-renowned artists. They done put in dues. They're gonna be big. They've been big. They've been doing things, and so to have that reciprocity between seasoned professional and people starting out, and then that connection between the audience and the performers. So when you come to my show, we're gonna talk to you. I'm gonna talk to you specifically, but we're gonna talk, we're gonna laugh, we're gonna joke, we're gonna cry, we're gonna do all that together because we need it.
It's that Candy Fresh, got the new now next. If you a dope artist in the city, come on and get your shine on, get your shine on.
I'm so overwhelmed. I'm not even sure if I can do the interview just by how awesome your music is. First of all, Candy Fresh audience, give it up for K Raydio right quick. Just right
Thank you for having me.
Have any of y'all heard any of her music? Oh, you gotta check it out. It is audio candy. It's It's, you know how you go to a store and you see candy that's like foreign, and
yes.
you're like, let me taste this, and it's lit. That's your music. That's your music for me.
That's a good way to describe it. So thank you.
Seriously, for the last 3 weeks, because I try to study all the guests. For the last 3 weeks, I've really literally I've been trying to figure out how to describe your music. Has anybody successfully done that for you?
It's awkward because I think of myself as a soul singer. Like I call myself a soul singer because I feel like soul can be, intersected into so many genres. But I am struggling kind of to do like the elevator speech to describe my music. So if y'all come up with any suggestions, let me know.
I'm supposed to ask this at the end of the interview, but where can we find the music? Because I really need people to be able to feel that.
For sure. So I have a SoundCloud page. My name is spelled K.Raydio, but the new music is all going to be on iTunes and Bandcamp and stuff like that.
So you got new stuff coming out?
Yeah. So I'm going to do some of it tonight. So I've been working as a collaborative artist with different producers on a couple different albums. And going into this new year, I'm doing singles. So each song will have a video, and just kind of looking at that before I go into my self-titled album, just to try some different sounds out without feeling too confined. So it's a way to kind of bounce around and have fun with different sounds.
How do people describe your music? Because you were just at the Clituation.
Mm-hmm,
okay, so
I was
at
first
there.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So and I know I think you've had some other events going on at the beginning of this year as well, right?
Yeah, it's been the past couple months have been really, really beautiful. I've been really fortunate and blessed to have a lot of different opportunities. The day after the inauguration, I was able to sing at the Women's March, which was really, really wonderful, and was able to be a part of that. But then I've also been able to open for King on New Year's Eve at the Fine Line, who are good friends of mine, and as well as a lot of other people, and then doing stuff with DJ Keezy and all the group that was at First Ave. And
super lit.
Yeah, she's great. She's great. So it's been really wonderful to also have like a really, really supportive community of women and femme-identifying people who, lift each other up in a very competitive market. So it's nice to have genuine support, I think.
I gotta ask you this question. It's on my heart. Do you know about some of the controversy that happened with the Women's March? It was kind of divided. So
no, definitely. And I think,
what was your take on that? Did you feel like you went there to go and unite everybody, or did you feel torn? Or
yeah, I think it's a really good point, because being able to be at the Women's March, some of the, just to kind of go off of that, some of the criticism was that looking at some of the people who are attending the march, there have been a lot of different issues going on, including supporting Black Lives Matter and Native Lives Matter. And there was the criticism that some of the people that had been at the Women's March, if there's that awareness and that participation, then there should still be that awareness and that participation when it comes to issues pertaining to our community, which I completely support. And after my performance, I actually did put a picture and a thank you saying, even though I really appreciate it and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to sing at the Women's March and to be a part of the rally, I hope that everyone that was a part of being at the Capitol is continuing to stick up for Black and Native lives, as well as other marginalized voices in the struggle. So just to encourage people, if you made it out for that, that means that you can be aware of everything else that's going on.
Give it up for that. That just being able to touch it, because I was even scared to ask you that. I was like, I want to know how she feel about the controversy.
Important, and I think it's important to have these uncomfortable conversations, because that's what's at heart with a lot of these issues, is we're not speaking to one another. Right. So I think if people find the courage or the bravery to be that person to speak up and to just start that conversation, that's when we start to empathize and to mend some bridges, I think, that we need to have mended in our community.
Are you doing any of that with your music?
Yeah, I actually, as K Raydio, I'm a performer, but I work with Culture Club Collaborative. It's a programming that's based in Youth Link, separate organization, but we provide and facilitate arts programming with youth experiencing homelessness in the community. So right now we've been working with Lady Midnight, who's been doing like a songwriting workshop. She's been there on Tuesdays, and
then we just had I Self Divine doing music workshops as well. So it's really important. It's really nice to be able to be kind of that bridge to bring other artists into the community to give back.
What are you doing for the homeless? How is that helping them?
Yeah, so where we are located in Culture Club, it's located in Youth Link, and it's a drop-in center. So it's a center for young people to come to feel safe, to feel welcome. And we believe that arts programming has a very healing component. And a lot of the young people that we work with are dealing with a lot of adversity, some things that a lot of people would be shocked at hearing that young people are dealing with on a day-to-day basis. We see the opportunity for young people to come to create, to channel what they're going through. And we see, I mean, we had an open mic the other night where I was blown away at how many young people got on the mic and really showed.
Were able to express themselves.
And you think about, just having the opportunities and the platforms for that does so much. And when we don't have that, it's very easy to say, oh, here's an area of society that we should just look away from. Right. But if you continue to really look people in their eyes and see them for the human beings that they are, regardless of, I believe we're all one step away from being homeless. So if we just start to look at one another to see what are those gifts, what are those strengths, some of these young people have not been told, you are smart, you are talented, you are beautiful. Right. So it's just honing that and really encouraging people, homeless or not, to express themselves in a safe environment.
Well, as someone that used to be homeless, I admire you for what you're doing.
Thank you.
Because I said, I wonder what they're doing. Are they just showing them art? But to be able to allow them or introduce them to good ways of expressing what they're going through is so important, especially when they're young. So I admire you. Yeah, I admire you. I am going to get out your way.
No, thank you.
And let you perform. Y'all give it up for K Raydio. Let her do her thing.
Thank you very much. Candy Fresh, how are we doing? You doing okay?
Candy Fresh.
Check. Levels. I'm thinking we could be the greatest, we could be the best. I rep the Midwest to the left of my chest. I do know now what it means. Paycheck to paycheck, your dream. Paycheck to paycheck, what you mean? No self-respect, no self-esteem. Ain't this generation about to run a hit on your radio station? Set. That's Lady Liberty. Yeah. Look out for Lady Liberty. Lady Liberty. 'Cause she don't pick up the phone no more. Look out for Lady Liberty. Lady Liberty. Look out for Lady Liberty. Lady Liberty. Look out for Lady Liberty. Lady Liberty.
It's that Candy Fresh, got the new now next. If you a dope artist in the city, come on and get your shine on. Get your shine on. Candy Fresh gon' show up, get your shine on. It's that Candy Fresh, got the new now next. If you a dope artist in the city, come on and get your shine on. Get your shine on. Candy Fresh gon' show up, get your shine on. Candy Fresh. Candy Fresh. Candy Fresh, get your shine on. Get your shine on. Candy Fresh. Candy Fresh.
Never let you go.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of Candy Fresh. Make sure you follow Crown Lens Media Group all over social media at Crown Lens Media Group. Visit the website, crownlensmediagroup.com. That's how you keep up with everything Candy Fresh, as well as the other shows that we are producing, as well as the events that we are a part of. Candy Fresh audience, please give it up for K Raydio and that performance. Keep it going for Miss Neda, the author/executive director of Project DIVA. Keep it going for Nancy Musinguzi. And keep it going for Christina Ham. And one more time for the resident DJ, Mr. Breeze. All right, y'all. I still want to make sure we show some love for Rah Fyah. Y'all give it up, Rah Fyah. Yes. Djenane, and all of her sparkly, magical, Haitian, beautiful love and togetherness, as well as Tawam and the twins. I'm so excited that they came out. Y'all give it up for them. We're gonna send them off the right way, y'all. Y'all ready? All right, we love y'all. Y'all stay tuned. It's the Sweetest Show in the Twin Cities. This is
Candy Fresh. It's that Candy Fresh, got the new now next. If you a dope artist in the city, come on and get your shine on. Get your shine on. Candy Fresh gon' show love, get your shine on. It's that Candy Fresh, got the new now next. If you a dope artist in the city, come on and get your shine on. Get your shine on. Candy Fresh gon' show love, get your shine on. Candy Fresh, Candy Fresh, Candy Fresh, get your shine on, get your shine on. Candy Fresh, Candy Fresh,
Candy Fresh.